Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'll give you a short review of my Fujifilm 23mm f1.4R prime lens. I'll try to keep this one short and sweet. I bought it back in 2015 and since then the lens went through a lot, collected many battle scars, dings and dents, but it still operates as brand new. As you can tell, I'm not really babying my equipment. I won't talk about technical specs, but I will mention some really basic stuff. Fujifilm introduced this lens back in 2013 and since then it didn't change a bit. It weighs 10.5 ounces, takes 62mm filters, and it's equal to 35mm focal length in full frame world. Now let's get something straight. This lens has no optical image stabilization, it's not weather sealed, has no fancy nano coating, and it's equipped with a pretty outdated autofocusing motor. The price tag of $900 might be too steep, but for me, 23-1.4 is still one of the best Fujifilm primes. I'll tell you why I think that's the case. Let's start with build quality. The body is made out of metal, which guarantees resistance to most form of abuse, and my copy is definitely proof of that. You won't find any cheap plastic on it like you would in some expensive Nikon and Canon primes. All materials are top-notch quality. 23-1.4 is heavier than newer f2 version, but considering how much glass it's packed inside, it's really not that bad. While it's lighter than any other fast aperture full-frame equivalent lens. Aperture ring is quite smooth, maybe too smooth for my liking. I will prefer a bit more resistance and firmer selection feedback, but that's just nitpicking. Focusing ring is large and well designed ergonomically. If you pull the focusing ring towards you, the lens goes into manual focusing mode. This is a super clever feature and I believe only two other Fujinon lenses offers this option, 14mm f2.8 and 16mm f1.4. Some people might find this annoying, but for me switching this way between AF and MF mode, it's super helpful. Another feature available only on these three lenses is engraved depth of field marking, which I find extremely helpful for manual focusing operation. The hood that comes with this lens is absolutely massive. I don't think I ever use it because in my opinion serves no purpose whatsoever. If Fuji needs to change something about this lens, they should definitely consider redesigning this monster. Now you can buy another hood, LHXF23 I believe, for approximately $60 US. I will highly recommend it because it definitely looks more compact, discreet, and provide actual protection. By the way, I got mine for approximately $30 US, so check the second-hand market first before shedding cash on a brand new hood. Autofocus works okay, but this is not the fastest lens in Fuji's arsenal. The new 23f2 version has better and faster autofocusing motor. I mean, the lens still focuses quickly and accurately, but if autofocusing speed is the most important thing to you, f2 version might be a better choice. Fujifilm 23-1.4 is sharp. Not as sharp as 35-1.4, but definitely sharper than f2 version with matching aperture values. The lens shows some softness in the corners at the widest apertures, but everything seems to be just fine from f2 to about f8. For some reason, 23 loses some sharpness around f11, and yes, that is kinda strange, so you might do some sharpening in post-production. Now, if you shoot JPEGs, Fuji in-camera sharpening will take care of that, so there's really nothing to worry about. Vignetting is only noticeable when shooting RAW format wide open in 1.4, but with in-body correction, JPEGs are perfectly fine. Distortion is totally non-existent. The lens produces very rich and smooth bokeh or out of focus area. All apertures between 1.4 and 2.8 are capable of delivering truly great results, but the lens begs to be used wide open. The subject separation is well controlled and there are no signs of background busyness, even at high contrast areas. In conclusion, I gotta say that 35mm focal length, or field of view if you like, is by far my favorite. I own more than 12 35mm primes in the last 20 years, so I might be biased a little bit, but honestly, I believe this is a great lens. 23-1.4 fits wide range of shooting styles, from street, portraiture, environmental, landscape, or it can be just used as a general purpose lens. 23 1.4 is sharp, contrasty, and it renders colors absolutely beautifully. Considering the price, many people will option for f2 version. Younger sibling is smaller, weather sealed, and it costs 50% less. And on top of that, performance differences aren't that big. For me, extra stop of light is super important, especially when shooting in low light conditions. Build quality, it's absolutely exceptional, and this might be the main reason why I will pick this lens over f2 version. Anyway, that will be pretty much it. If you have any questions about this lens, please leave it down in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like and subscribe button. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next one.